Oh look, Mr. Serious McGrumpy-Face is back.
Hey, what's up my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Mastermind Creations BOREAS. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have a nice image of a BOREAS. He is the Enforcer. He's the Arn Anderson of Transformers. On the side of the box, we just have R22 BOREAS, BOREAS on the side, BOREAS, BOREAS on the bottom. Warning! Please don't eat anything in this box that could be very bad for you. On the top of the box, again, you have BOREAS. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. He does this, the other, all that stuff. And that's basically it for the packaging. Also included in the packaging is the collector's card with a nice image there of BOREAS. And on the back, you have tech specs. If that interests you, hooray for cards. So moving right along, here we have BOREAS, which is Mastermind Creations' take on IDW Cyclonus, and this is a recolor remold of their lockdown, and a pretty cool figure. I did like their lockdown, so I do like their Cyclonus, and as you can see, here he is in his jet mode, and it's a very Cyclonus-y jet mode. So, you know, it works. It works. Let's get in close here. You have nice gray paint right here for the nose cone. You got red for the cockpit section here. You have the different shades of purple going on, which looks nice. Nice contrast. And going down the wings, you got all that molded detail going on. You got some little spots of red here and there. On the back, you got the gray. You got some pink. You got the rear thrusters molded in back there. He does have landing gears, which is nice. You have 3 landing gears. This one doesn't roll as smoothly as the other one, so when you try to roll him, he kind of wants to do these sharp turns. He drifts on his own, which is kind of funny. Fast and the Furious space jet drift. That'll be the next movie. I don't know. There you go. And for comparison, here he is with Combiner Wars Cyclonus. You can see how he scales there with his Combiner Wars self. So you have that. Here he is with G1 Cyclonus because he's pressure. Cyclonus in pressure. Ooh. And here he is with Mastermind Creations' version of Lockdown. So you can see how much they remolded here between the 2 characters. You can see they did do quite a bit of remolding here, quite a bit. There's a lot that's the same, but a good amount that they did change up for the Cyclonus mold. So, yeah, so there you have that. Now, in case anybody's wondering, you can take Lockdown's little space trailer here. You can attach it to Cyclonus if you want to, because connection-wise, nothing back here has been changed. So you can totally connect this to Cyclonus if you want to. Granted, it doesn't match, but hey, it's a thing you can do if you want to do it. Now, he does include his weapon. He does have his sword right here, which is just cast in a gray plastic. You got a little bit of gold, and you got like gunmetal gray there for the handle. And it's a, you know, it's a softish plastic there, so you don't have to worry too much about snapping anything. There isn't any real official storage. I mean, you do have the robot mode storage, which is how it works is there's a magnet on this side of the sword, and these little black spots right here on the wings are the other side of the magnet, so it'll just stick right there. So if you want to, you can store the sword like that. You can store it anywhere where there is some exposed metal, like these little spots right here where the pins are. It will totally stick there also, or to the sides of the landing gears. You could, you know, plop it there if you want to. It's a little spot right up there where the pin's poking through. You could stick it right there. Hey, that's a place you can put it if you want to. But, you know, I mean, as far as any official storage, I really don't know. But, you know, hey, you can stick it somewhere if you absolutely have to store it. So, there you go. You do get one more accessory, but that's more for robot mode. So let's get to that right now, and let's transform him. So, transformation is pretty much the same as on their lockdown. Just take these rear tail fins, fold them down, and you just untab the feet, split the legs here, they tab together right there, and bring up the legs. You can see tab goes right into the slot right there. So just Extend the legs down. Extend the legs down. Let me raise this up so I have some room to operate here. And then you just raise this section up, bring up the foot, raise that section up, bring up the foot. And you take these little side skirt pieces here and just shift those to the side. And you got his legs all done. So now, let's flip up the landing gears here. Flip that up, flip that up. And now we will start working on the nose cone section here. So first we will untab this section right here, just bring that back and out of the way. And you want to come here and you want to split this and bring the halves back, and there are little posts right here that'll go into ports right there. And hold that in place like that. Then you come back here and you open up this panel right here, which reveals the head, and you just take this section and feed it through this gap right here. So bring that back, feed that through, like so. Once it gets all the way back, you can just take this, bring this back and down, and then close that up, and there you got the backpack all done. Actually, before we do that, we need to untab the wing sections here. You can see where that clips in. Untab those wing sections here, and then you take this whole wing section and you just bring that up like that against his back, and that all will sit right there like so. And that's the completed backpack right there. So there we have that, and we'll raise up a little bit more because he's a bit tall. And these wing sections here, you can just kind of bring these back, kind of angle them however you want. If you want them to be a little more Cyclonus-y, you can have them angled up like that if you wish, or leave them down. Do whatever you want. As always, your toy, display it however you wish. But once you have all that done, you take the shoulders here, you swing them up, and you can see it has that same little nub right there that goes into this little socket right there, just kind of thoops into place. It's a more solid thoop than it was on lockdown, but still doesn't hold too well, but well, it is what it is. Then you just untab this section here, untab the forearm, just bring all that down, rotate the bicep swivel so your elbow is oriented properly. You want to open up these panels right here on either side. That will allow you to then flip out the hand, and then you just close all that up, and then you rotate the whole forearm here like that. Take that fin, bring that back, rotate the hand again so everything's oriented properly. And there you have an arm all done. Second verse, much like the first. Bring that up, soup it into place, bring the arm down, rotate, open up, flip it out, close it up, and then you rotate, bring that back, rotate, and there you have the arms all done. And last thing you do is you just, if that didn't come down on its own, you just take his head and just kind of shift it downwards on a little slider there. So just shift that down. And there you go. There you have BOREAS, aka Cyclonus, in his robot mode. It's not a dead-on IDW Cyclonus, but it's in the ballpark. I can work with it. So let's get in close here. On the head sculpt, there's the noggin. Very nicely done head sculpt. Still has the broken horn, which at this point I don't know why they're still making IDW Cyclonuses with the broken horn, because he hasn't had the broken horn in a very long time. So you know, give him his other horn back. He's had it back for a long time now, but it's still a nicely done head sculpt with the red eyes. Nice silver there for the horns and for his face. Detailing wise, you got that pink going through the body, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I wish they would have left that out. But oh well. Again, you got those different shades of purple. You got some gray here. Got some orange there on the stomach. All around though, he still looks pretty cool. You got the backpack here. There's a bit of a backpack going on. Yeah, I have that. Now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, but his head, it works weird because the way, let me pop his head off so you can see what I'm talking about here. You can see where his neck is. His neck is like right, his neck is way too far forward, and that makes it so when you turn his head just turns in this weird way at this weird angle, and everything is just offset in this weird way, and it's just weird. It's just weird the way his head works, and I don't much care for that. That neck needed to be set a little further back, so that way it had a more natural rotation to it, because that's just, it looks like his, it looks like his chin is his neck. Like, I don't know. It's just, that's just kind of weird how that works. The arms can rotate, but of course the backpack does get in the way, so that's pretty much all the forward movement you're gonna get. Backward, you can get it back, but again, then the shoulders will start to bump in the way, and his shoulders will then unthoop themselves. So yeah, the shoulder movement, the arm rotation rather, is a bit hindered. Outward movement, I mean, he'll hit himself in the head with his own shoulder, but that's as far out as you're going to get. You do have a bicep swivel due to transformation. He does have a double jointed elbow. He does have that swivel at the forearm in two places. Actually, this part swivels independently of that part. So you have that going on. You do have a squeaky wrist swivel, and you also have that joint right there which allows him to tilt his hand down for some sword holding poses. He does have a waist swivel, legs can go forward, that far backwards, that far outward. Almost could do the full splits. He does have a thigh swivel. Double jointed knee, so you get a nice full bend right there. And the feet are on a ball joint. They can move up very slightly, down a lot due to transformation, and you get a bit of tiltage going on there. And again, as far as the wings go, you have a couple joints to work with there, and you can pretty much have all that angled however you want. You can just kind of collapse all this up like that if you don't want to see him at all, or, you know, leave him up. I like to leave him up just so he looks a little more Cyclonus-y with the wings coming up behind his back. Well, there you go. And of course, he can hold his sword. And due to that joint in the wrist, he can actually point the sword, which I love. I love that you can get a good sword pointing pose out of him. I dig that. And again, for storage, you have the magnet there, and you can just stick that, boop, right there on the back of the wings. If you want this stored a little bit closer to his back in a more natural place, there are these little slots right here on either side. You can just take the sword and just kind of, you know, slide it right down in there. That's the place to put it, eh? Whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's your toy. Do whatever you want. But hey, that's a place you can store it to if you want to. Now, the other accessory that is included is an optional head. So the head on him right now is obviously the more IDW comic head, but you get a much more G1-y traditional Cyclonus face right there. And he's got gold eyes. Again, nicely done. And again, the neck post is in that, you know, weird spot there, and that needed to be further back. But anyway, it swaps out very easily. It's just on a ball joint. Just pop it off. And just pop the new head on, and voila! So you can have that look going on if you want to. That looks just as good. I might end up swapping the faces. You can swap the faces. P.O. did it on his, and you do have to trim some plastic to actually make it work. But I think I am going to swap the faces also, because I do want this face, but I want it with both horns. So I'll probably do that as well with mine. But hey, it's an option. It's an option, and options are good. But I like his IDW face. Put that back on there. So there you have that. Now for comparison. Here he is with Combiner Wars Cyclonus. So you can see how he scales there. You can see he's a little bit bigger than a Voyager. And that's, here he is with the Classics Cyclonus with the Make Toys add-on kit. So you can see how they look together. Here he is with Make Toys Roadbuster. You can see how they look together. Here he is with Titan's Return Galvatron. So you can see how they scale with one another. Here he is with the G1 Cyclonus because he's precious. He doesn't want to stand, but he's still precious. Woo. And no two Cyclonuses are the same shade of purple. You notice that? They're all different. They're all a different shade of purple. Which is funny. But anyway. So there you have that. Here he is with his bud, his pal, his mate, with Tailgate. Right there. Let's make Toy's version of Tailgates. So there you have that. And here he is with Mastermind's version of Lockdown. So you can see exactly what they remolded here. Not a whole lot remolded for robot mode. Obviously, the heads, they do have different bellies going on here. The side skirt armor is a different mold. You do have these extra pieces here on the shins. The feet are different. The hands, I believe the hands are the same. Yes, the hands are the same. So not a whole lot remolded for robot mode, but enough to differentiate the two. I mean, they are still basically the same toy, but hey, it is what it is. And there you go. There you have a BOREAS, aka Cyclonus. A nice figure. Like I said, it's not a spot-on IDW Cyclonus, but still looks cool. It's a mold that I like, so I have no real issue with it. The only real problem I have with the figure is just like the head, like his neck, like they needed to, that needed to be done a bit better, because that's just really weird that his neck is just like almost literally like right under his chin, and it just makes things work very oddly when you want to turn it. That's the only real problem I have with the figure, is just that they needed they needed to have done that differently. But anyway, although I do still like it. I don't care too much for the pink either in the chest, but that's just a nitpick. But all in all, though, he's still a very cool figure. So, there you go. So if you would like a BOREAS or any of Mastermind Creations' other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Mastermind Creations BOREAS, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Listen, Cyclonus, she's big, she's mean, she's nasty, and I think she's in love with me. I mean, what's not to love? I mean, I am a hot hunk of metal who's riveting to look at. But she's just not my type. Nope. I think that's her. I gotta hide. Don't tell her where I am. He went that way. Why would you do that? You need love. She will help you.